Before the world was created, there was nothing, only night and day. Then emerged the first two beings of our world. From night emerged the Nightman, and day the Dayman. Much is made of ancient cave art and what it shows about our civilization, but what they have kept hidden from us is the oldest conflict in existence. Night and day, and their soldiers, the Night and Dayman. One who wishes for eternal darkness and the chaos that comes with it, and the other who sweeps away the night and brings hope with every new day. Naturally, these ancient paintings and engravings can be found all over the world, from the Mesopotamians and Sumerians to the Egyptians and ancient Greeks. They have tried to hide this from you since the beginning of time, but luckily for you, I am here to tell you the story. Who is they, you may wonder? And to that I say I cannot tell you, for your lives would be in grave danger. There is no need to worry about my safety. Since we last spoke, the Trash King has granted me safe haven in Trashtopia, where these secret government agencies cannot reach me, where every man, woman and rat is treated like a god, and where rivers of coffee flow endlessly. Or at least I think that murky brown liquid I've been drinking is coffee. Anyway, I'm in a safe place now, where I can share with you the mysteries of the world and uncover a generation of lies. There are those out there who will tell you the Night and Dayman are just symbolic of the night and day cycle. It's just another story we use to explain what we couldn't understand. And to those people, I say, wrong. What are you going to tell me next? That the earth is flat? Uneducated buffoons. Everybody knows the earth is shaped like a trash can. The Nightman and Dayman are very real, and definitely not another made-up story based off a TV show. It's believed these two ancient deities manifest every 100 years, choosing human avatars to continue their ongoing battle. I'm sure you're dying to know who they are and whether they walk among us today. There are several theories that I was able to find. The most common being that the Nightman is actually M Night Shyamalan. But how is this possible? Quite simple really. If we swap the names around, we now have Night M. What does the M stand for, I hear you ask? Some may try and tell you that the M stands for his name, Manoj, but that is just ridiculous. Everyone knows the M stands for man, and now we have Nightman. So if that's the Nightman, then who is the Dayman? Again, another Hollywood star hiding in plain sight. Nice try, Matt Damon. Did you really think people wouldn't realize that Dayman really just means Dayman? It's actually quite genius, really. Who would suspect Matt Dayman of actually being the Dayman? It's so simple, and yet it took us so long to figure out. M Night Shyamalan sits there in his director's chair trying to destroy Hollywood one awfully confusing movie at a time, while Matt Jason Bourne Dayman fights tirelessly to prevent this from ever happening. But how does this make any sense, you may rightfully be asking? And to that I say, how the hell should I know? This isn't my theory, it's stupid and it can be easily debunked. M Night Shyamalan is no evil mastermind, he's just an extremely pretentious dude who makes movies so stupid and confusing that he can't even understand them himself. And as for Matt Dayman, how can he be the Dayman if after they filmed The Martian, they left him behind on Mars, so he sits there waiting for Elon Musk to bring him back so they can film the 23rd Jason Bourne movie? Anyway, jokes aside, and on to the very serious part of the video. The Nightman is an entity that can be summoned through a very intricate ritual. What is the ritual, I hear you ask? Do you really think that I am that irresponsible that I would share this extremely dangerous ritual with random people online? Well, you're damn right I am. The following ritual has been passed down from generation to generation, and it was shown to me by a rather peculiar looking man named Charles, who often visits Trashtopia, a friend of the Trash King in a previous life, or so I've been told. To begin, you must first peel an apple, red or green, it doesn't matter, but you must remove the peel because that is where the poisons are. In this apple you must now carve your name, For the Nightman cannot enter our realm without knowing the name of the one who offers him the invitation. Now take your apple peel from earlier and place it in a circle around the apple. Now you must recite the following just as I do. Nightman, sneaky and mean, spider inside my dreams. I think I love you. You make me wanna cry. You make me wanna die. I love you. I love you. Nightman. Once he is summoned, the Nightman will grant you one request, one wish. But know this, if you do make the wish, your soul belongs to the Nightman, and you will be nothing more than a hollow conduit for his darkness. Many have made this mistake over the years. Once the Nightman leaves them, he wreaks havoc, turning people against each other and releasing their inner demons. His corruption spreading like wildfire, destroying neighborhoods, towns, and cities in the blink of an eye. There is only one thing that can stop the Nightman. No, it's not Jason Bourne. I already told you he's stuck on Mars. If you don't believe me, go and watch The Martian. It's a great movie. But ignore the ending because that bit's faked. Everyone knows Matt Damon is still stuck on Mars and every movie he's recorded ever since has been on a green screen. Anyway, enough talk about Matt Damon. I think you may be a little bit too obsessed. There is only one thing that can stop the Nightman, and that is the Dayman. Just like the Nightman, he must also be summoned through a similar ritual. First, take your framed picture of Matt Damon out of its picture frame and place it on any surface. Now you take a can of silver spray paint and spray a circle around the picture. Now just like before, you must recite the following. Dayman, fighter of the Nightman, champion of the sun. You're a master of karate, and friendship for every one. Once summoned, they will find one another, for they are drawn to each other like moths to a flame, like flies to shit, like Matt Damon to Mars, like the trash man to Starbucks. I think you get the point. Once they have found each other, a fight to the death ensues, but the outcome is always the same. The Nightman is well versed in karate, but the Dayman is a master and always emerges victorious. Though his victory is short-lived, because if one dies, so does the other. And so the cycle repeats itself. The Nightman is summoned by some poor schmuck who doesn't understand the wish is never worth the price, and once he is done with them, he roams the earth freely. There has only ever been one to summon the Nightman and survive the encounter, though he was never the same. This is the story of a boy named Froggy, the Frog Kid. There was once a boy named Froggy. We know him as the Frog Kid because, well, he looks like a frog. His skin was wet and slimy, and his eyes bulged from his head like Mesut Ozil. Froggy had been called every name under the sun, from Frog Eyes to Frog Face to even Toad Boy, and my personal favourite, Fuckface Froggy. Alliteration always makes insults better, and children can be so mean and creative. Froggy would often have to pour water over himself to keep his skin hydrated, but the other kids would throw salt and watched as Froggy screamed in pain and dried up like a prune while they chanted, "Fuckface Froggy, fuckface Froggy." Froggy wished he could be a normal boy, but life isn't always fair. One day after school on his way home, Froggy came across a man wearing a black suit and sunglasses, with a rather odd briefcase, the symbol of a golden tree etched onto it. The man paused, looked at Froggy, and opened the briefcase. He took a piece of parchment and handed it to Froggy. "He can help you," the man whispered with an ear-to-ear grin on his face. When he got home, Froggy opened the piece of parchment, and written on it was a set of instructions under the heading, "The Nightman Cometh." Froggy remembered the man's words. He can help you. And so he began to peel his apple, and on that apple he wrote his name, his real name, Frank. He recited the words as they were written, and when he was done he felt strange. There was a darkness pulsating through his body, his head, his arms, but mostly his anus, All of a sudden his curtains drew themselves shut, and when he turned around, there he was, a shadowy figure that towered over him. It was the Nightman. "What do you desire?" the figure snarled. Froggy took a moment to compose himself. "I want to be a normal boy." The Nightman nodded. "The price is your soul." Confused and with his anus still pulsating, Froggy shrugged his shoulders. "I guess you can have my soul." The Nightman put his hand on Froggy's forehead and channeled his darkness. He could feel something changing. His eyes began to shrink to a normal human size. When he looked down at his arm, his skin was no longer slimy. Turning to face the mirror, Froggy saw a normal boy and began to laugh, but the Nightman's facial expression did not change. "Your soul, young man," the Nightman demanded. But Froggy was confused. How was he supposed to give him his soul? "I don't understand," Froggy replied. "Turn around and bend over. I will extract the soul myself." Froggy did as he was told. The Nightman inserted his hand into Froggy's anus and began to rummage around. A rather strange sensation, but Froggy figured if souls were real, then why wouldn't they be located in one's anus? The Nightman began to laugh, and for the first time his facial expression changed. He must have seen or felt something inside of Froggy that he liked. He removed his hand rather abruptly. "You can keep your soul, boy. You are destined for greatness. You will be known as..." Before the shadowy figure could finish his sentence, the curtains opened, and through the window came a figure dressed in yellow with a top hat and a cane. In one swift kick, the shadowy figure crashed through the window, and the man in yellow turned to face Froggy and said, "You gotta pay the troll toll to get in that boy's hole." And as quick as he appeared, he was gone. Those words would resonate with Froggy for a long time. After that night, Froggy was never bullied again, and he went by his real name. The trouble is, he told people his story. His insane story of a shadowy figure who shoved his hand in his anus, and the man dressed in yellow talking about a boy's hole. Frank was then to be committed to the local mental asylum, but he ran as fast as he could, until he came across a man named Pablo who offered him a ride to Tijuana. With no family or anyone to care for young Frank, he resorted to searching dumpsters for food, and surprisingly enough, they made a rather comfortable bed. The years went by and Frank had grown accustomed to his life of dumpster diving. To the locals, he was the crazy man who wouldn't shut up about a frog being molested by a Nightman and saved by a Dayman. Incoherent gibberish from a man, a boy who had suffered some kind of trauma, a made-up coping mechanism. Or maybe Frank had found himself in the middle of a battle that had been raging since the start of time. One thing was for sure. Frank was not destined for greatness. He'd never amount to anything sifting through trash. No one would ever know the name Frank Reynolds. They took you, Nightman, and you don't belong to them. They left me in a world of darkness without your sexy hands, and I miss you, Nightman, so bad. Dayman! Ah! Matt Dayman! Fighter of the... Champion of Mars! Dayman! No, but seriously guys, everyone has to message Elon Musk to hurry up and get Matt Dayman off Mars because it's very serious. We need him. We need more Jason Bourne movies, please. Thank you. I've been your host, Matt Dayman Explained.